There probably aren't that many chart-topping musicians who decide to do a bit of busking on the side.
But for Mike Rosenberg, who performs as Passenger, singing on the street still holds such a big draw. He's still doing it despite having a #1 record and several albums under his belt.
He achieved worldwide success with his hit Let Her Go. Now he's back with a new song, Hearts on Fire. He's with us this morning. Very good morning to you. We're going to have a look first, chat afterwards, OK?
Perfect.
Oh, darling, my heart's on fire. Oh, darling, my heart's on fire for you.
Oh, it's very... Your music is lovely and relaxing. Just tell us a little bit about that song, first of all.
This song's, yeah, it's probably the oldest song on the new record.
How old is it then?
I reckon about 3 years.
OK.
And it's funny, I wrote that song. I came off stage one night and with my guitar, and I just sat down and wrote it. And it was kind of like Let Her Go. It came out very quickly and very naturally. And I think sometimes with songs, that's the best way. You know, you don't overthink it. You don't, you know. So, and it's very natural and it comes out.
Can I just say, because I've never heard you talk before. Might sound like a silly thing to say, but we've not talked before.
Sure.
I've never heard your talking voice, and it is quite different from your singing voice.
Yeah, thankfully, otherwise I'd talk like a chipmunk as well as sing.
But I mean, when you first, I don't know when did that voice come to you? Was that just naturally how you sang, or it just developed over time?
It's, you know, I've never had singing lessons. I've always sung since I was a baby, you know. And it's just how it comes out, really. It's a funny one, and I think it's one of those voices that you either like or you don't, but it's unique, you know, and I think that really helps in a world where there's so much music, there's so many fantastic singer-songwriters out there. It's a unique sound.
It's very distinctive. I mean, as soon as people hear it, they'll know it's you. And there are other, you know, that's what we love about singers as well, isn't it? The tone, etc. It is unique. Tell us about the song you wrote after you met somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning over a cigarette. Is that right?
Wow. Yeah. There's a song on the new album. It's called Riding to New York, and it's a bit of a story. It's basically I was trying to give up smoking for a long time, and I was in America. I was on tour, and I'd gone sort of 2 or 3 months without smoking. I was doing really well, but I was really craving one night at 3 in the morning. So I got out of bed and I walked to this gas station in Minneapolis. There was no one else around apart from this one old guy sitting on a motorbike outside the gas station, smoking a cigarette. And I walked past him. And he said the strangest thing. He said, "This is the best cigarette I've ever had in my life." And bearing in mind, like, all I could think about was smoking at this stage. And so I walked over to him. We had a chat, and it's a really sad story. He'd actually been diagnosed with lung cancer
because of the smoking.
Because of the smoking, and he didn't know how long he had left to live. So he decided to buy this motorbike and ride from Los Angeles to New York, all the way across the states, and live out the rest of his life, however long that would be, with his kids and his grandkids. And it was just the most amazing, he was the most amazing bloke. And obviously I didn't buy cigarettes that night, and I went home and wrote this song.
Wrote the song.
And yeah, you know, I don't think I'll ever hear it. I don't know where he is. I've got no contact details for him, but he was an amazing guy, and one of those sort of 15-minute weird times of your life, you know.
When you busk, and I'm told you set up somewhere and just busk. Do some people think there's this bloke here who looks very much like that bloke who's had that big hit?
Yeah.
And he sings just like him as well, and then walk on past.
It was hilarious. The other day, someone came up to me after busking and asked why I sing so many Passenger covers. Yeah, it was really funny.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Did you put them out of them? Did you say, well?
I just said, I think he's really good. Yeah,
No.
I'm a big fan. Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, busking is something I've done for years. Like before Let Her Go happened, before any of the success came. You know, I didn't have a record label. I had no money, and it was just a way of getting my music to people, and you know, making enough money to carry on making records, carry on touring, put a roof over my head. You know, so it's something. And now I don't necessarily need to busk, but I really miss it if I don't do it. It's a great way of just playing music for people who want to listen.
Yeah, but if you played this song, and we're going to play the famous one, Let Her Go, then it's got to be a giveaway, hasn't it? Here you are.
Staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. Love comes slow and it goes so fast.
So, Mike, did you have the beard before beards got trendy, or the other? Did you start the whole thing?
I actually started growing my beard when I was about 3, and it's.
You're way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I got on the beard train pretty early. No, I don't know. I've had my beard since, I don't know, a good 5 or 6 years, I think.
Okay.
It's just I just try and hide as much of my face as I possibly can.
But you must. It's a funny thing. I'm not suggesting everyone's trying to look like you, but I mean,
I'm sure they're not.
Well, you must be part of the kind of the beard thing. There must be.
There's a lot of beards out there.
There must be young men who are kind of thinking, he's a cool guy. He plays the guitar. I'll go for the beard.
Yeah, there's a lot of cooler beards than this out there. There's some really, you can see people have committed to the beard for
a bit bigger.
For many, yeah.
Does it ever go? Did you ever take a rest from the beard or not? No.
I shave properly about once a year. You know, you have to.
Do you feel different?
I do. I look like a really tired 7-year-old when I shave. Yeah, it's an odd look, and yeah, something I try and do when I know I haven't got any gigs or TV or anything.
Well, I mean, we're laughing about it, but in a funny kind of way, like anything that an artist does, it becomes. I mean, that is very much part of your. It's your image, isn't it, in a way now?
Yeah, I like having a beard. It feels like me now, you know.
Tell us with the busking. So you still busk now. How do you manage it? Does it get sometimes a bit out of control, or is it?
It's changed a lot, you know. Back in the day, I just turn up somewhere and play, and you know, you'd hope to gather a bit of a crowd and sell a couple of CDs or whatever. And really, the main point of it was to also hand out. I used to hand out flyers with, you know, when my next gigs were and stuff. So
right,
you'd
so
try
that
and
they
get
would then go,
a few people down to the pub you were playing that evening or whatever. And now it's different because a lot of the time we turn up to towns and the gigs have sold out. So it's almost like you're doing it for people who
couldn't get them,
couldn't get a ticket or couldn't afford a ticket or weren't old enough to get into the gig or for whatever reason, you know, it offers people another chance to see these shows.
And they just have to be lucky to know that you're busking on that day, or what happens?
I put it up on Facebook.
Oh,
and
you
Twitter
do? Okay.
And all of that lot. Yeah.
Lovely to see you this morning. Thank you very much
Thanks,
for coming.
guys.
Thank you very much indeed. Mike's album, it's called Whispers, is out on Monday.